We've all been there. You turn the key or press your car's start button and nothing. No crank, no start, just pin drop silence. For a first-timer, you might be tempted to call a tow truck or spend hundreds at a repair shop. Before you do that, let's troubleshoot this together. We'll break down the most common causes of a no crank, no start, show you how to diagnose them, and offer pro tips to help you get back on the road. What no crank, no start actually means. Before we start fixing anything, let's define it. No crank, no start means your engine does not try to turn over. You don't hear the starter motor moving a bit. No clicking, no whirring, more like your ignition is connected to a ghost town. It's quite different from cranks but does not start, a case where your engine spins but does not fire up, which is usually a fuel, spark, or sensor issue. Let's get your car up and running again, without the mechanic's bill. Number 1, dead or weak battery. Let's start with the obvious but often overlooked cause, a dead or weak battery. Your car needs at least 12.4 volts to start reliably. Below that, you may hear nothing. No crank, no start. Before diving into starters, sensors, or expensive diagnostics, always start here. Signs: your battery might be the issue. Here's how to tell if your battery is to blame. Dim dash lights and rapid clicking, but the engine still refuses to crank. No lights on the dashboard when you turn the key. Flickering or dim headlights. Silence when you press the start button or turn the key. Clicking from under the hood, but no crank. These signs all point to one thing: not enough power. And the battery is usually the first suspect. What to do? If the battery is the issue, start with a multimeter test. A healthy battery should read 12.6 volts. 12.4 volts or lower, it's weak. Below 12.0 volts, you're dealing with a dead battery. If it's low, try a jump start. If the engine cranks and starts, your issue is almost certainly the battery, or possibly the alternator isn't recharging it properly. Next, inspect the battery terminals. Look for green or white crust. That's corrosion, and it can completely block power. Wiggle the battery cables. If they're loose, tighten them immediately. How to clean corroded terminals. 1. Remove the negative terminal first to avoid short circuits. 2. Use a wire brush or terminal cleaner to scrub off corrosion. 3. Once clean, tighten both clamps securely. 4. Finally, reconnect the negative cable. Even if your battery looks brand new, don't assume it's fine. Extreme heat, cold, or repeated deep drains can kill a battery in under a year. Always check the voltage and connections first. A weak or dead battery is the most common and easiest to fix cause of no crank, no start. Number 2, faulty relays or blown fuses. If the battery's fine but there's still no crank, the issue might be something small yet vital: a failed relay or blown fuse. These components control power flow to the starter. If they're faulty, the starter never gets the signal, and your engine won't even try to turn over. Here's what to do. 1. Locate the starter relay in the fuse box, usually under the hood. 2. Swap it with an identical relay, like the horn relay, and try starting the car. 3. Check the starter fuse. Pull it and look for a break in the metal strip. If the car still doesn't respond, use a test light to check the relay socket. One terminal should always have battery voltage, and another should light up when you turn the key. If both are dead, the ignition switch could be the real issue. Number 3, faulty ignition switch. Your ignition switch is what sends power from the key to your starter, fuel pump, and essential electronics. If it fails, even a perfect battery and starter won't save you, because the signal never reaches them. It's a silent killer in many no-crank, no-start situations. Watch for these signs. The dashboard doesn't light up at all when you turn the key. Accessories work, but there's no response in the start position. The starter gets no voltage when the key is turned. To confirm it's the switch, use a multimeter to test for voltage drop across the ignition terminals. Jiggle the key while turning it. If the engine suddenly cranks, the switch or the key cylinder is likely worn. Some vehicles, especially older Hondas and Toyotas, are known for ignition switch failures. If your car shows intermittent no-start issues, this is often the hidden culprit. A failing ignition switch may work one day and fail the next. Don't ignore the signs. Replacing it could save you from getting stranded. Number 4. Bad starter motor. If you turn the key and all you get is silence or a single click, you might be dealing with a bad starter motor. This small but powerful component is what physically spins the engine to start the combustion process. When it fails, your car won't even try to turn over. No crank, no start, no warning. Here's what to look for. No sound at all when turning the key. A single loud click, but the engine doesn't move. Sometimes, tapping the starter with a wrench or hammer might bring it back to life. Temporarily, this happens because worn-out brushes, a failing solenoid, or dead spots on the armature prevent the motor from engaging. If tapping works, it's not magic. It's a clear sign your starter is on its last leg. Here is how to confirm the issue. Check for power at the starter when the key is turned. If voltage is present, but there's no response from the starter, it's time for a replacement. Be sure to inspect the starter ground connection. A bad ground can mimic a dead starter. A failing starter might work intermittently at first, making it easy to blame other systems. But once it quits for good, you'll be stranded. If the engine isn't cranking and your battery is good, the starter motor deserves a thorough examination. Number 5. Neutral safety or clutch safety. Switch. Sometimes your car isn't broken, it's just blocked. If you're driving an automatic, your engine won't crank unless the gear selector is in park or neutral. That's the job of the neutral safety switch. Manual drivers, you've got a clutch safety switch that makes sure your foot is on the pedal before the engine even thinks about starting. When either of these switches fails or goes out of alignment, your car won't respond. No matter how good your battery, starter, or ignition system is, here's what to look for. The engine only cranks when you wiggle the gear shifter or press the clutch extra hard. You turn the key and get nothing at all. No click, no crank, no response. Here's how to fix it. First, try starting the car in neutral instead of park. If it works, your neutral safety switch is likely misaligned or worn. If you're driving a manual, check that the clutch pedal is fully pressed, and if needed, press it hard and try again. Still nothing? These switches are usually mounted near the shifter assembly or clutch pedal bracket. They're affordable and easy to replace with basic tools. Just unplug the connector, remove the old switch, install the new one, and you're back in business. Before we dive into the next set of issues that could leave you stranded or stressed, why not hit the like button and subscribe? Trust me, it's the easiest way to stay ahead of car troubles and keep your ride running strong. Number 6. Security system or immobilizer. Modern vehicles are packed with smart anti-theft tech, but when things go wrong, that same system can leave you stranded. If your key transponder isn't recognized, the immobilizer will block the starter from receiving any signal. No crank, no click, just silence. Common signs of an immobilizer issue: a flashing key or padlock icon on the dashboard. Security light stays on even after inserting the key. Starter doesn't engage, even with a healthy battery and ignition system. DIY fixes to try first. Use a spare key. Your original may be damaged or deprogrammed. Disconnect the battery for 10 to 15 minutes to reset the system. Check for aftermarket alarms. They often interfere with the starter circuit. If using a key fob, hold it directly against the start button or ignition cylinder and press firmly. A faulty immobilizer can mimic major mechanical problems, making it easy to misdiagnose. That's why it's crucial to rule this out early, before wasting time and money chasing repairs your car doesn't actually need. Number 7. Bad ground connection. In many no-crank, no-start situations, the issue isn't the battery or starter, It's a bad ground connection. Your car's electrical system relies on a complete circuit. If the ground path is weak or broken, your starter won't get the power it needs, and the engine won't even try to turn over. Here's where to look: the ground strap from the battery to the chassis, the engine block ground wire to the frame, exposed ground points near the starter or fuse box. Even if these look fine at a glance, corrosion or looseness underneath can cause major problems. What to do? Remove, clean, and tighten all visible ground connections. Use a multimeter in continuity mode to test each ground path. Scrub off any hidden corrosion using a wire brush. A faulty ground can silently disable your entire starting system. It's easy to miss, but even easier to fix once you know where to look. Number 8, faulty brake light switch. In push-start vehicles, pressing the brake pedal isn't just a formality, it's a critical part of the starting sequence. If the car doesn't detect brake input, it won't send the signal to crank the engine. And in many cases, the culprit is a faulty brake light switch. Quick way to test it: press the brake pedal and check if the brake lights turn on. If there's no light, your brake light switch is likely failing. This small switch is usually mounted just above the brake pedal, and if it's stuck or broken, it will completely block the start command. Here's how to fix. Locate the switch under the dash, unplug it, and replace it with a new one. Most cost just $10 to $15 and take minutes to install. Number 9, failing ECM or blown fusible link. If you've checked everything, battery, starter, relays, ignition, grounds, and your car still won't crank, you're now in rare territory. In some cases, a failing ECM, engine control module, or a blown fusible link can completely block the start sequence. The ECM controls everything from ignition timing to fuel delivery. If it's dead or not receiving power, your car won't even try to start. Similarly, a fusible link, a wire fuse near the battery or starter, can silently fail and cut off all power flow. Here's what to do. Use an advanced diagnostic scanner to check for communication with the ECM and other modules. If the scanner can't connect, the ECM may be fried or not receiving power. Inspect fusible links near the battery for bulges, burns, or melted sections. ECM failures are very rare and expensive to fix. Never replace one unless you've ruled out every other possibility and a trusted technician confirms the diagnosis. And no crank, no start? Now you know how to crack the code. Whether it's a bad battery, a sneaky sensor, or a stubborn starter, you've got the tools to troubleshoot it like a pro. If this video saved you a tow bill or a mechanic trip, smash that like button, subscribe for more DIY fixes, and drop a comment.